everyone for staying with us right here on the special edition of Politics Today. We're reaching you live from the Viewpoint Hotel in Benin City, where we have our election makeshift studio. Let's get to know how ready is INEC for this election. And it's part of the program. We shall be talking to Professor Rhoda Gomez, who is the INEC National Commissioner supervising the election here in Edo State. She's live with us right here in our studio here in Benin City. Thank you so much, Prof. And it's good to see you.
Thank you for inviting me.
I hope you've gotten some rest. It's been some days of hectic work, isn't it?
No rest.
Until the results are announced.
Yes.
But how ready is INEC?
Yeah, INEC conducting election is not a day affair. The moment we bring out the schedule and activities, the preparation starts. And we have 13 key activities lined up to tomorrow, the D-Day. And of all that we have, the activities that we actually put scheduled, I think we have just one day, and that is tomorrow election. We have taken care of all. And if I want to actually tell us how prepared we are really prepared. Our preparation actually somehow started with the CVR way, because on our part, we tried to conduct CVR in June, and after the CVR, we did claim and objectives.
That is the registration of voters.
And we came up with a list, and that list, all the voters, all the registration voters in the list were handed over the political parties. That was on the 20th August. From there, we moved on. As we are speaking, we received the sensitive materials, first of all, non-sensitive materials, and we deployed to the state. These are further deployed to the local government areas, and they batch them into PU by PU. And we received the sensitive materials in Edo State on Wednesday. And CBN, we went there, inspected them, and these sensitive materials are prepared, packed PU by PU into arrays, into LGAs. So as at yesterday, we deployed, from CBN, we deployed all the sensitive materials into the LGAs. Today, what we are doing is to deploy this sensitive material to rack centers from the local
Have you done that?
Yes, that is what is still going on because of transportation and all that. So, but some of them, they have already arrived their rack centers.
But I mean, we've identified about 6 local government areas that are usually tough terrain. How are you maneuvering?
Okay. What do you mean by?
Well, I mean, these tough terrains. Some of them are majorly water bodies or communities within where the roads are bad, or you have to go around into some other state to reach them. I mean, logistics is usually a major problem. How are you maneuvering? How are you going around that?
What we did was we have to deploy, like Akoko Edo is very far from Benin.
It borders Ondo State.
Yes. So when we are deploying these materials, we first of all consider those distance places so that they will go early enough to arrive at destination. That's what we do, and we succeeded in doing that.
Would you say you are, in terms of logistics, you have everything covered?
That's why I said logistics for us is covered.
Okay.
But the only issue that we have for some of the local governments that is going to the rack centers is this transportation. You know, INEC work, this election, conducting election, you cannot do it alone. We do it with stakeholders. And in this particular aspect is the transporters.
The NURTW?
Yes. We had meetings with them.
Are you using only NERTW, or you're using some other private?
NATO and this maritime, because we have some.
Okay, water bodies.
You
have to transport via water.
Yes.
Are those ones you have to transport via water? Have you done that earlier?
Yeah.
Or you are still doing them today?
No. Okay, the water bodies, you know, Edo State is not like Bayelsa State or, you know, other states that have water.
Rivers,
just we have about six
Delta.
local government that has some sports pockets of water. But we consider them first. Like today, when we are, you know, deploying the materials, we consider those both areas, riverine areas first before the land deployment.
But what do you notice? Because I know you've been mostly in the city of Benin, and you probably will have a lot of information as to what happened. They were concerned about Oredo local government area office of INEC. What can you tell us? There are unusual presence of people there, unusual in the sense that on a day as this, we do not expect or we do not see. And we try to make comparison because there are INEC offices in Benin alone, not less than 3. Orion, Ikobaha, Oredo, those INEC offices in the LGAs are there. But if you look at those other ones, compared to Oredo local government, is there anything specifically or special that is being done there that can explain some of the pictures that we have?
Actually, thank you very much. Actually, before I came here, I went to Oredo. What happened yesterday, as soon as we deployed these non-sensitive materials to the LGAs, we had a call that there is a crowd, a mob at Oredo in our office. So we quickly mobilized, you know, more security.
Prof, that's what it looks like earlier today.
Yes, I was there.
It was rowdy?
I was there before I came here. And rowdy, people that you don't even... So what happened, we did that, and in the night, I was awake, you know, calling if the situation is calm and all that. We also mobilized more security to that place. Getting to this morning, we thought that this crowd of people must have left, but they are still there. Before I came here, around 5:30 or so, I went to Oredo, and the whole place, I can't understand. But security is there. They are not touching anybody. They are not beating anybody. But what I was told last night was that they want to make sure that they are securing their property. I can't understand. That they don't want anybody to tamper with it. But we have security there. They're still there.
Are you worried about this kind of scenario? Because there might be disruption into your operations. Does that bother you, Prof?
It bothers me. It bothers me. And when I went to the place around that 5:30 before coming to this place, I said, what is this? And I called the rec because I could not, my phone went off, so I couldn't call the EU who is presiding there, who is taking charge of there. I couldn't call her, but I've been calling her, you know, intervals to know what is happening. And she said, no problem, they are not talking to anybody, but they are just there. So I called the rec. I said, see, this is what I saw. So try and call the electoral officer if there is any issue, because I couldn't call her as I arrived there. The security is much there.
In any other offices of INEC, things are calm, as far as you know?
Yes. The only other local government yesterday night, it was Isako West.
Isako?
Isako West.
There's this similar situation?
Yes.
Why is that happening, though?
I don't know.
Because from CBN, the materials were being dispersed and dispatched yesterday.
Yes.
So there's a knowledge that the materials are already in the LGAs.
They are
and today, those materials would have moved to the racks, rack centers.
Yes.
And maybe that's the reason why politicians have also dispatched themselves to these centers. Do these centers, ESACO and Oredo, do they hold any significance to the election? Or what in your scientific mind could have warranted this kind of unusual activity?
Idea. So I have no idea. But we were trying, you know, in the ESACO West, we also tried to mobilize some security. And this morning, when I asked the EO, he said they are not talking to anybody, they are not molesting anybody, but they are there. And our security are also there.
You raised an observation about the logistics.
Yes.
And as to the fact that INEC can do its job, but you have handshake with other partners, some of whom have also disappointed INEC in the past. We've seen on election day where some of these transporters didn't show up for the election. Should that happen tomorrow, is there a backup plan?
Yeah, I've told all the EOs to have a backup plan because of what we are seeing today.
In terms of transportation?
Yes, in terms of
So when we imagine that the rack center are closer to the collation centers and the ward centers, and the distance you should be able to cover it. Should there be any? So you do not expect there any kind of delay for the start of the exercise tomorrow?
We are not ready for any delay. I've told them have a plan B.
And what is their plan B?
A plan B, because these transporters, they have already arranged with them. You know, I told you we have, you know, a MOU with them. We have discussed with them, and they promise that they will not fail us.
Have they been paid?
Yes, yes.
Because one of the in our pre-preparation, Kimpact held a stakeholders town hall where one of the NURTW national officials told us live on TV that the regs and the officials of INEC at the high level, they're the ones who always owe their monies back and cause the operational delay. And that's why I'm asking the question: have these transporters fully paid? Or you give them advance payment?
What we did, we normally 100%, we pay them 50% when they deliver.
In lieu of?
Yeah, then the 50% will now be paid. They have been paid. What I tried to find out from some of the EOs, they said, the transporter said they were looking for cash.
And you didn't pay them cash, you do transfer?
Yeah, we do transfer.
I mean, I know you are not the one doing this job. You are just a supervisor.
Yes.
And so there are those who are lower in cadre to you who get this done. And sometimes in the bureaucracy and administrative things, people who circumvent the process. I mean, you are double sure that all these have been settled.
I always go into the bottom if I'm doing something. And I know that this money has been paid.
Good. If you look at it, are you bothered about the kind of reputation and the kind of noise around the man you're working closely with, the REC? There's a whole lot of talk about partisanship, and it's been blamed that he's a relative of a politician. Does that bother you, and how that could affect this election?
I have no idea. So I was told as exactly we are told, but I don't think that will affect this election. Election, when we conduct election, only one person cannot do what he wants to do. Yeah.
So the REC cannot unilaterally determine the outcome of the election?
No.
The REC cannot rig the election?
No.
Can this election be rigged in some ways?
You know that in this country, when I'm saying that when it comes to election proper, it's not one-man business. And the voters are also part of it. The stakeholders are also part of it. We are to go into the polling unit. We have our materials there. And 8 o'clock, by 8:30, we should start the proper conduct of election accreditation. We use beavers. So we use beavers. And it is very, very difficult at this point of technology to do anything with the beavers.
But Prof, I mean, apologies to disagree a bit, because there are a lot of times that we've seen that people circumvent the data on the beavers. They wouldn't use, and records have shown that officials will not announce the result according to what the beavers have said. In fact, transmission of result on the beavers is supposed to have its own record. IRF is supposed to have its own record. But records have shown that people use results predetermined for the election. And that's how rigging has happened in the last few elections INEC has conducted.
So I want to tell you, I want to actually promise you, I am in charge of Edo, and I want to do the right thing. Even though I'm not everywhere, I want to do the right thing in Edo. And I think that we will conduct this election free, fair, and credible.
If you bribe, we do collect it.
I cannot take bribe.
No matter how much.
No matter how.
If they give you $1 billion to circumvent this process.
I don't have to take $1 billion to do what is right. I will do.
You will stand your ground.
Yes.
Has anybody tried to persuade you?
No way, no way, no way.
Nobody can.
No way, no way. Say no way.
Your mind is made up.
Nobody.
I mean, you know how.
Nobody will even try.
Why?
Nobody will try me.
I mean, can you explain to Nigerians why you think nobody will try to, to persuade you to?
Nobody will try me. You know, in any office you are in this country, they know everything about you.
So you're talking about your reputation?
Yeah, they know everything about you. And when they know, they will not come near.
So no one will come near you?
No.
You are the Margaret Thatcher of this election. So nobody would dare to want to manipulate to use Professor Gomus to rig this election?
No.
And you will not allow anyone to do that?
If I see it, I will not allow. You know, I will not be everywhere. But if I see it, I will not.
Do you have your own way of monitoring if there's anything going wrong?
Yeah. You know, what I do is, you won't believe that since we started this process, every day I'm on the platform with the EOs. Every day I am there. Not just one day. In 5 minutes interval, 2 minutes interval, I enter the platform to know what is happening. And if there is any problem, I solve it. If there is anything, I correct. That's what I've been doing. Yeah.
Things are really tense right now. But why did INEC release the guidelines for this election so lately? It was released only yesterday.
Guidelines?
Yes, for this election. It was only released yesterday. Or maybe you have it already, but we, the public, don't know.
Okay, that should be. We have it. Maybe there was something. We have it.
It was only communicated to us.
To you, okay.
Yes, only yesterday that we got to know that there is now a guideline, and usually there are 3 principal laws that guide the election: the Constitution, the Electoral Law, and the INEC regulations and guidelines.
Yes.
The INEC regulation guideline is more detailed in terms of specific things that the officials will do, and usually that serves as the manual for how this election is going to, and this is some of the things that a lot of people are wondering, talking about presentation of petition, how you can relocate the centers, and if there's a need be, if there needs be. But what worries a lot of people is the ability of INEC to determine how election result can be remedied if there is an error. The INEC has been shy in taking up that responsibility. Will INEC stand its ground to do that if you see that announcement is being made under duress or incorrectly?
No, what we do, referring to these 3 laws, we have a period of review.
7 days, according to the electoral act.
Yes. And that has to come when the returning officer has a part to play, because he is on ground. He will make a report. We have a form where the returning officer had to make a report. And it is from that report they review, because we cannot, if that report is not made, a personal, maybe a stakeholder or maybe aspirant cannot approach us, because we go by these principles.
So without that report, even INEC at the central level cannot make a determination?
No, that form, that report is very important.
So have you made any changes to the start and the closure of the polls tomorrow? What time will the polls resume, and when will the election start, and when will it close tomorrow?
No, we have not made any changes. The timetable stands as it is. 8:30
in the morning.
Accreditation starts. So our people should be there before 8:30, which we have actually, told them, instructed them to be there, apart from transport issues. And then 2:30, it will, accreditation and voting supposed to end, but anybody who is there and has been accredited will be allowed to vote.
So 2:30, if anyone, the last person on the until the last person votes.
Yes.
Yeah, the exercise continues.
Yeah, if you have been accredited before 2:30.
Is there a guarantee that this election will be the best INEC has conducted so far?
I think so. I believe.
Is that a promise that you are making?
I am promising you, on my own part.
Yeah,
that this should be the best, better than what we have experienced.
Hopefully, logistics does not fail you tomorrow.
I think so.
Because that's usually the Achilles heel for INEC every time you have this problem, and it has recalled a lot of time. There's been a lot of fake news and a lot of stories flying around about you as the electoral umpire. Can you confirm to us whether or not any candidate has pulled out of this race?
Candidates?
Has any candidate pulled out of the election?
No.
Stepped down,
No.
to your knowledge?
No, I don't have any.
There's no. So it's been fake news that have been flying around.
Not everyone is still on the pool.
Yeah, I know that they say the day for rest is not here yet. You look stressed a bit, Prof. If you can catch an hour or two of sleep, I think you will need it, because there is a long day ahead of you. And I know that you need that strength to be able to pull this through. Yes. And I'm hoping that God will help you.
Thank you. Thank you. My God is going to help me.
And we're counting on you, Prof. Thank you so much. Professor Rhoda Gumuz is the INEC National Commissioner in charge of Edo State. She said she's in charge of the exercise and no one can compromise her. Those are the kind of promises that we've gotten from the INEC National Commissioner in charge of this election. Hopefully, Nigerians will have their eyes on the exercise.